tomorrow on Undisputed. Oh, cannot wait for that. Support for a college football season to still happen has been gaining steam in recent days. Dozens of star players issued a joint statement expressing their interest to play, and now Big Ten coaches Jim Harbaugh, Ryan Day, Scott Frost are all advocating to play, with Frost even saying he'd be willing to play outside of the conference if they decide to not have a season. Now, guys, I've been following this closely, seeing so many coaches voice their opinion. Shannon, I want yours. Should they play?
Skip, for me, and I'm looking at it from a player's perspective, I want assurances that if I get this, the long-term effects I'm going to be taken care of. Simple as that. Skip, there's a reason why the administrators don't want to sign off on this. If everything was okay, they're like, sure, go ahead. If they weren't worried about a problem, but they know there's something going on here, and they know that there have been several players that have tested that have had complications and had lingering heart problems from this disease. Now, what's also puzzling to me, Skip, I just read yesterday, Kelly Loeffler. We were just talking about her last week, the Atlanta Dream owner. She had a nice little statement. Our athletes should be heard. Now you want to hear the athletes, Skip. You notice we done went from shut up and dribble to stick to sports to just play football to now you want to hear their voices.
Yep.
My grandpa used to say, boy, people don't always need you, but they're damn sure use you anyway. So what I'm starting to see, Skip, you will use me if it's for your benefit. If I can't benefit you, you don't want to hear what I got to say. Skip, I need assurances. Because if I'm a player, I'll be damned if I'm going to stick Mary Porter with some bills. Unless you know what it's like, Skip, to have a toothache and can't go get it fixed, unless you get a gash that you can't go to the emergency room and get repaired, unless you know what that's like, don't tell me get out there and play. It'll be okay. You young, you'll overcome it. No. I need assurances. So I just need to know in a couple other things, Skip. Are the college campuses going to be open? Are we going to allow 70? Are we going to allow 50, 60,000 people to come back here? So are the players going to be in a bubble like they are in Orlando? So are you going to seclude the players? Y'all ain't going to class. Y'all going to have virtual classes in your dorm room. You going to practice, to play, to your dorm room. Is that how we going to do it, Skip? Because if they come in contact, because guess what those other students going to be doing? Going and coming. Partying and partying. You go to college, you ain't going to sit in your room. I was one of the few that did spend a lot of time in this room. But most times, Skip, you see what they doing now, Skip, they partying now. In the middle of the pandemic. They got 1,000 guest parties going on. The governor of California threatened to cut the power.
Yep.
So, Skip, I need some assurances. Skip, Fox, Big Ten, we cover that. That's us. We need that. We need it. But Skip, these kids don't get paid. So now, not only you want me to go out there and you ain't gonna give me nothing but a scholarship, you want me to risk my long-term help.
Yep.
Give me some assurances that if I contract this virus and the long-term effect, you're gonna be culpable. Because Skip, of course the kids want to play, but guess what, Skip? Those guys, they got all those concussions and went back out there. What did they want to do, Skip? They wanted to play even though they were getting paid. And then here comes that big $1 billion settlement that came down the pipeline, concussion, and the NFL changed the way they thought.
Yep.
College football, those administrators, Skip, Nick Saban and Scott Frost and Jim Harbaugh, they're not going to be on the hook for those billions. Those universities are. So tread carefully. Make sure you make a sound decision. Don't do it. Well, we got to have football. Okay. Tread carefully.
Okay. I hear everything you just said. I'm first going to personalize this, and I'm going to give you my mindset, and you can share yours on the same sort of plane that we're talking about. Do you want to play football?
Yes.
And about 2 months ago, we decided, let's go into the studio. Let's do our show right here.
Right.
And we got about 6 feet between us.
Yep.
It's close, and we warn each other, kind of sit back while the other's talking because
correct.
sometimes there's a little spittle that flies out of your mouth. I know I do.
Get excited, yes.
Yep. And it was risky for us to come in here, even though the safety protocols in here are extreme and sensational.
Right.
We are obviously, our temperature's taken at the gate. We are quizzed every day. Have you had any interaction with anybody? You have to answer 5 or 6 questions.
Yep.
No, before you're allowed in the gate.
Right.
We have Purell stations about every 15 feet in the hall, and I stop at every one of them. But it was risky coming in here but we decided, hey, we just want to play.
Right.
We're willing to do this.
Right.
And I'm going to knock on wood right now that we've gotten this far, because I don't know whom to trust here. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you go home after the show.
Work out.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it. That's what I do. I go back to my bubble with Ernestine, and it's just Ernestine and Hazel and I in our bubble, and we just don't go out. We haven't gone to a restaurant, even outdoors. She does some occasional shopping.
Yes.
But it's very severe protocol in my bubble. So I trust me and I trust Shannon, but I don't know if I can trust anybody I pass in the hallway. So we always, I just hug the wall.
You actually see somebody in the hallway?
They're occasional. It's a ghost town.
It is.
Antiseptic ghost town. But the mindset was, we just want to play, and we're willing to take some risk with no assurances that we're going to go in and try to pull off this show. And we've been doing it now for about 2 months. I think we were one of the first to come into here at FS1 to get back to the studio. Okay, so that's my mindset. That's your mindset. But right now, college football is adrift because it has no unified leadership. There's no Adam Silver. There's no Roger Goodell.
Right. Skip, you had 4 months.
Yep. You are reacting instead of proacting.
Correct.
Obviously, the NFL, especially let's start with the NBA, they were way ahead of this curve. And what Adam Silver is pulling off in the bubble is just all-time great, because so far, so great, right? They've had no positive tests in the last, we're going on a month.
2 or 3 weeks,
Right? 3 weeks, for sure. So way to go, Adam Silver. I believe Roger Goodell is going to do the best he can with no bubble, because you're only going to be as strong as your weakest link on the team.
Correct.
If the weakest link goes out and parties and comes in and infects everyone, you can't stop that. It's hard to control that. But you can control how you handle yourself. Will you keep sanitizing? Will you keep washing? Will you not touch your face? Will you keep your